2 seconds. Just look for my hairbrush. Oh yeah, here it is. Here, hold on.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, spiked it up. That's my wife's.
Beautiful. First of all, greetings, Iron Maidens and Princess of Darkness. Welcome to Now This Is Metal. And welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we have two lovely guests from this band. The band is A Dream of Poe, a band from Aurus, but also from Edinburgh. My fellow gentlemen, how are you, first of all?
Hello?
Excellent. Dooming on.
Always dooming on, always.
It's a pleasure to be here with all of you to share a bit about what we do and what we are about. So yeah, it should be a very good evening.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it. I really have. Let's see what we can do.
I would like to thank you to Mário Lino for sending me this compilation from Museu Heavy Metal Azorean, where you can find this awesome band. Thank you very much, Mário Lino, and also for you guys, A Dream of Poe, for being here. Thank you very much.
Oh, a pleasure. And again, thank you to Mário Lino because he's doing a great job promoting all the Azorean bands with all the 3 CDs he put out already. So he's doing a great job.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is doing a great job because I own the 3 compilations, and let me tell you that the bands are amazing. I never knew that 9 little islands could give us full metal bands, which is awesome.
Yeah, and
awesome.
And that is just the tip of the iceberg, really, because throughout the years we have had like awesome bands that they never really reached a point where they were like extremely known or had like the opportunities, simply because you are from a little island, and especially back in the day. We are talking like in the 90s, where we had like fantastic bands. It was when the doom, the gothic, the black metal scene was really strong there. But they were all lacking the same thing, was like opportunities to explode elsewhere. You are bounded by the sea there, and then of course the prices to fly out of the Azores to Portugal mainland and then expand from there, it was always too expensive. And back in the day, I mean, internet was still it was still a child, let's say, so it was difficult to promote the bands as we do nowadays. So it's just a shame, because quality was there, absolutely. And thankfully nowadays is a bit easier to get to a broader audience, but then the problem is there's far too many bands nowadays. So for you to get noticed, you are facing different problems. Whilst in the 90s was the problems of trying to get out of the Azores, now is trying to get noticed. So it's a different set of problems, but I think we have quality, down there, lots of quality. So all we need to do is just keep fighting, and eventually you will succeed. As long as you keep fighting, as long as there is will, there's nothing that cannot be achieved. At least that's what I think.
Mm-hmm. What is your opinion about that, Kaivan?
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, you've got to persevere. That's the key. If you believe in something you're doing and you're passionate about it, and other people kind of tell you as well, maybe, yeah, that is really good stuff. Then yeah, you know, you've got to keep pushing. And you know, that's the thing. So, you know, successful people, they always say, you know, fail the most because they don't just give up at the first hurdle. They keep going. Yeah, no, I mean, the quality is there. But like Miguel said, there's so much competition. And you just have to try and be the loudest voice in amongst all that competition, and push forward.
Offer something different, something that can differentiate you, like something unique. I know it's very difficult nowadays because of all the offer there's on the market and everyone doing different things to get your attention. But I think that would be the key, is like try somehow to, you know, create something new amongst whatever, you know, already exists. So yeah, like you.
Yes.
Right here, yeah. Already creating something different here.
Yes, very nice.
Another follow.
Right.
You know, I've got to keep my hair back.
You can keep them if you want. They look great on you.
Yeah, well, my hair keeps getting in my eyes, so it's good to keep my hair back, you know.
They suit your eyes.
Oh,
This is your eyes, Kaivan. This is your eyes.
This
is your eyes. I would like you to introduce yourselves first, please. Who are you? Where you come from? Your role in the band, please.
You want to start, KV?
Sure, I'll start. Yeah. So my name's Kaivan, but my friends know me as KV, as Miguel calls me. I'm born and bred in Edinburgh, Scotland, as you could probably tell from my accent. I'm actually half Iranian. My dad is from Iran. My mum's from Scotland, and I've always had a keen interest in music. You know, since I was very little. I'm a keen. I mean, I am the vocalist for Dream of Poe, but I'm also a keen guitarist as well. And yeah, I've just always been passionate about music and love the input I get to put into a Dream of Poe. It's an outlet for me that allows me to be the most creative I can be, because there's no pressure on having to, you know, you need to sing this way or you need to do that way. You know, I'm my own boss in it, kind of thing. You know, I just bring what I got to bring, and I enjoy every moment of it.
Miguel, please, your turn.
Oh, that's great to hear that he enjoys every moment of it.
Well, what's not to enjoy being beside Miguel? Come on. What's not to enjoy?
I know. I mean, Kiwi is great. So I'm not just saying that because he's here. So yeah, I'm Miguel, also known as Spell, there in the Azores, and some people here as well in Scotland knows me as Spell as well. So yeah, was born in the Azores. Started the Dream of Poe there in the Azores as well in 2005. Before that, I was already giving some small steps in the music. I was started with Schism, which was a doom gothic band as well, from the Azores. Fantastic quality too. There are some recordings about. They were fantastic. Again, that's why I was saying there's like lots of quality there to be discovered, really. Then I moved, had another band, Sacred Tears, stayed with them for a wee while. And then it was when that desire to create something mine where I was not bound to, by the interests and by other people's ideas of music, because then what happens is the music will not be exactly what you want, for worse or for better. You can debate that, but I wanted to create something that was a bit more close to me. So that's why then I decided to create a Dream of Poe, and that happened in 2005. Well, it will be almost 20 years in like 2 years or so that we've been doing that. At some point in time, I think 2011, I moved here to the UK due to professional reasons, and it was then when KV joined me on this project, and we've been recording. I don't know how many albums now together, but quite a few.
Kiwi, for a Scottish guy, I can't hear a Scottish accent. You seem an English guy.
No,
Perfect accent. Perfect.
I cannot believe you just said that. I've got a basically.
I can understand you perfectly.
Exactly. I have an Edinburgh accent. I'm from Edinburgh, and in Edinburgh we speak properly, we speak nicely, and it's quite a monotone accent. Not that other places don't speak nicely, but they all have their own little twang. But come on, I can't believe you said I sound English. That's not on. I might actually have to cancel this call right now.
Sorry to say that.
Okay. No, I'm not a typical, type of Scot that I don't like. There's many English people I love, so I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that Scottish guy.
I say this because Scottish accent people can't understand properly.
Yeah. No. There's some places in Scotland you go to, I can't understand them. So. Yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally get it.
Certain parts in Glasgow and all that, it would be like, aye.
I've got a really quick funny story. I remember years and years ago, my granny, God rest her soul, she from Iran came over to visit us, and we took her on a tour up to Loch Ness, and this guy comes on the coach, with his kilt on, and he was drinking whiskey and starts speaking to everybody. And my granny in Farsi says to me, "What did he just say?" I said, "I don't know." I didn't even understand him.
But which is perfectly normal. I mean, speaking of accents and all that, if you go to the Azores, to São Miguel, where I'm from, you speak with someone from Ponta Delgada, they will have usually a very light accent there. You say like, oh yeah, it's like from the Azores. But then if you move to Ribeira Grande, to rapid pace especially, I can't even speak today. Really, if you go there, then you start to see the accent turns, and it's hard. I mean, even for us locals, sometimes we'll be like, what? Exactly as the KV was describing, you just don't understand. But I think that it is just part of it. So we form an idea like, oh, that's the Scottish accent, that accent that we can barely understand. Like, and the Azorean accent is the same. People have that idea, or the Azorean accent is that one, but well, that is the accent from a particular part of the island, which tends to be famous.
Yeah. There's so many different Scottish accents as well. So many different ones.
All right. First, congrats on joining Azores and Metal Volume 3 from Museu do Heavy Metal Açoriano. And like I've said, Mário Lino is the responsible for the project. How did he approach you to join his project?
Well, to be honest, we wanted to join the compilations before, like on the first and on the second, but we didn't really want to join with an old song. We didn't want to just recycle something for the sake of showing up. So now, because we were getting ready, you know, to release an album, record new songs and all that, we did record the Lament of Phaeton. And it was when Mário Lino started to promote the idea of doing another compilation. I was like, you know what, like, we are ready if you are. So yeah, so it was just like that, you know, and really great to, you know, we finally had this this opportunity not only to take part on the compilation together with many other bands, with, you know, friends and all, but to be able to share a new song as well on the compilation with all the people that would eventually buy and listen to it, and to all the amazing bands that we have in this. Also, I really want to put like our best foot forward to at the end of the day to make the best impression out of it, because Mário Lino works very well, and we know that, you know, the promotion side of thing would be well done. You get like you know, feedback from all over the world. So of course it was important for us to, you know, put a very good song straight away to get the most out of it. And, you know, nowadays going back to the trying to stand out, I mean, that's the only, well, one of the only ways that you can do is let's just put like your best work out, and hopefully that you get some good feedback out of it. And so far the feedback has been awesome.
I've enjoyed the song very much, since I've heard the song like what 200 times so far.
Oh, that's all the views on YouTube then. Thank you.
You're all the views. That's good to know.
No, thank you. Actually, I mean, not because it's our song or anything, but I think it really worked out quite well. I think you can still listen to it, although we added like different elements and all that. I think you can still listen to it and say like, oh yeah, this is a Dream of Poe song, and yeah, I think it worked quite well. I had like all the trademarks of a Dream of Poe, but giving it a twist to have something fresh, you know, because I think that's evolution as well. I was actually thinking the other day, like, you listen to a Metallica song or whatever, or Iron Maiden, you can immediately tell by the way the guitar sounds or the way the drums are being played, even without listening to the voice. So like, oh, this is Iron Maiden, or this is Metallica, because there is that signature right there. I think like that's what we try to do as well, is try to evolve, but still have that trademark there. And yeah, I think we managed to do that very well, actually. I mean, it helps with KV that he sings very well. I had that extra polishness to the songs.
Thank you very much. I mean, I absolutely love the song. I have to admit, I play it all the time when I'm in the car. Like,
also,
my wife says, "Oh, you're putting a song and listening to yourself." I'm like, "Come on, it's an amazing song. Listen to it. It's so good." Yeah, it's my. I probably say this after every album, but this is probably my favorite A Dream of Poe song. The latest one. So yeah, brilliant.
I enjoy the video.
The video is top notch. It's it's very unique. You know, it tells a story.
Let's talk about the video later.
Okay,
don't rush. I want to rush
video.
Don't rush. Don't rush. But I enjoy the video. One day I hold the compilation. I've searched for the bands to interview. So let's see. what band should I interview first? Let's see the videos and all right, A Dream of Poe. Oh, let's see. Let's look for the video on the internet and all right, A Dream of Poe shall be the first band to interview. And here we are.
And we do thank you a lot for the opportunity to have the pleasure to be the first ones to be interviewed.
Yes, you are the first band to be interviewed. So thank you, Mário Lino.
I can tell them like I was the first one. Na 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 na.
Yes. Yes. All right. From all your songs, how important is this song for you, and how did you choose it to enter the compilation? What were the criteria for the song to enter?
So I really think like it should represent the essence of what Dream of Poe is, and all the different let's say landscapes that we can navigate through a song. Because if you go through our catalog, you see that, I mean, usually the songs, they follow a certain composition style, and there are some that, hey, maybe we went a bit too wild on it, maybe too aggressive with more use of growls, or there are others where we only use like acoustic guitars. So we want something that was a good balance between everything. So I had all the elements, and from the songs that we were working on, I think that one, I mean, we chose to start work on that one straight away because, you know, it was a song that developed faster, and it was that song that we were like, oh, we really need to finish this, because it was getting to us, you know, that emotion, that feeling. So yeah, it was really clear as water, like that. This is the song that we want, you know. It represents everything that we are, everything that we do, all the different arrangements that we apply to the song. So there's no better welcome card than that one. I think, I mean, maybe the next song will be even better or worse. Who knows?
Come on, it'll be better. We just keep reaching for the stars, man. Come on.
You're putting me under pressure now.
No, we won't. We won't. Do you think that this project is important for the Azorean metal scene, in your opinion?
Well, everything that you can do to help the Azorean bands to get more exposure, I think is not only important, but it's fundamental that it happens, that it exists, especially nowadays, where although we have, you know, the compilations now, like the three of them, the reality is that in Azores for the past, I don't know, 10 years maybe, you know, we have had not that many opportunities to play, not that many bands actually active and releasing songs and albums. So I think it is important to try, or this compilation, this initiative of Mário Lino, is important to try to dynamize, to create a bit more of involvement, a bit more of interest again on the Azorean metal, not only the Azorean community by itself, which is not as big as it once was, but also to, you know, let other people know, like in Portugal mainland, you know, we need to reach them and say, like, we are alive, you know. There's good bands here. all we need is an opportunity. So hopefully, with that work being done by Mário Lino, hopefully we'll start to get a bit more of exposure, and hopefully the bands will have a bit more of opportunities to to show their work, not only in Portugal and mainland, but in Spain, France, Belgium, wherever the bands think their target audience is. For example, I mean, we at Dream of Poe, we know that we have our audience in Portugal, but it is very strong in Germany, in Belgium, in the Netherlands. So we try to focus on those markets. And I mean, to be very honest with you, Mário Lino is reaching pretty much all the markets. So it's it is extremely important, and each band will then find its own market. And this compilation, in my opinion, is helping the bands doing exactly that. If they work well, they will be able, I'm sure, because the quality is there. As I said again, I'm repeating myself, the quality is there. But if they do their work well, they no doubt they'll be having opportunities to expand their horizons and reach even more people.
Your opinion, Kaivan, please.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, I've never actually been to the Azores. I would love to go, but I think I think this is I mean, it's the quality of music coming out of the small island is amazing, and this is a perfect opportunity for the talent to be showcased, and these days it's a lot easier for things to be showcased. So yeah, I think it's a great opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And how many bands emerged thanks to these compilations? Do you know?
Oh, that's a very good question. I don't know if there was any band that's actually that was born, let's say so, just because of the compilation. Because I know, like, the musicians that do take part on the compilation, they were already working on music and all that. What it is really doing is creating that will to actually complete some work, to actually release songs, because that goes back to the idea of not having opportunities. So if you don't have opportunities to play, if you don't have a meaningful way to promote your song or whatever, or maybe you don't know how to, that really helps a lot. So that's one of the reasons why I think, like, although the projects were there, we'd actually never really heard much about them because it didn't have a channel to promote that. And now that they have, with Mário Lino's compilations, that I think made everything much easier. And then you start to listen to bands that maybe before it was just like a couple of people, just local people knew, oh, like, he's doing some new riffs and all that. So it was perfect platform, and let's hope that is the trigger for more bands to come up and do more work and release albums and all that, because we need that.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the band itself, shall we? Your lyrics are based on Gothic fiction, poetry, death, loss, and Edgar Allan Poe. What books and stories influenced from this author and from the Gothic literature influenced you to create the lyrics and music?
Well, the lyrics are actually written by Paul Pacheco. It was, I was going to say it was the first singer. It was not. The first singer was actually me on the first demo, the Lydium to Lemons. Then Paul Pashek joined me. He was actually on the other band I was playing at just before I started Dream of Poe, Sacred Tears, and he wrote the lyrics there as well. So he started to sing with me on the live gigs, and then on the Sorrow for the Lost Lenore EP. And yeah, let's say, I mean, he's very influenced by Edgar Allan Poe, H.P. Lovecraft, Anne Rice, and all that. So of course there will always be, or the lyrics will always be influenced by that. But he goes way beyond that as well. It is a poet, and it's a guy that develops interest in many things, and the way he writes. Sometimes, I mean, me and KV, sometimes you have to go and look at the dictionary, like, what the hell does this mean? Because he is a very eloquent type of English, let's say so. But yeah, generally it tends to focus on the traditional themes of them, pain, grief, even the looking for the light, but always on a way that you can interpret that yourself on different ways. Like, I look at the lyrics and I can identify myself with it in one way, but then KV looks at it and be like, oh yeah, I can identify myself with this, or this represents whatever, which will be totally the opposite of represents to me, just because it is like so broad and so open to interpretation, let's say so. So I think that is absolutely great. And to be honest with you, Raquel, I don't even ask Pasheko, like, oh, what is this about? So I have like a general vision of the concept, because like the first 3 albums were like a concept. So it formed the story. The 3 albums was a full story. And I didn't even ask, like, oh, what is this about, or wow, what is the other song about? There were songs that, of course, intrigued me a bit more because either there was a bit more connections to Edgar Allan Poe work, or even to Aleister Crowley's work, and but I like to have that curiosity in me and try to assimilate that in my own way. Because if I go there and ask Pasheko, is this like about this and that, I think I would be spoiling that feeling. And of course, like any of our viewers or whatever, if you tell like, oh yeah, this is about this or that, then it's a bit like, oh, but I thought it was about whatever. So but yeah, as I said, Edgar Allan Poe, absolutely a huge influence on us. For us, I mean, all these stories. We have used many stories, or many poems from him during these years. I mean, the latest one we used, well, I remember Spirits of the Dead. It was actually on the previous album. So we used the entire poem there. It was fantastic work by Edgar Allan Poe. Of course, none. I mean, it's pointless to mention that. I think everything is awesome. And on the Lament of Phaeton we used as well 2 parts. One is the shortest one. Oh yeah, it's called Deep in Earth. Basically, the poem is just deep in earth. I can't even remember. My love is lying, and I must weep alone. That's it. That's the poem. But I think it has such a strong message, and then it was following the idea of the Lament of Phaeton, that it totally made sense to incorporate that on the song as well. So yeah, we use what we can, from Edgar Allan Poe when it makes sense. We don't really force, like, oh, we're going to use that just because. No, it needs to follow. as I usually say, we need to work for the music and not try to serve ourselves from the music, if you understand what I mean. So that's the approach that we usually have for the lyrics and all that. Everything needs to be very natural.
Let me just so when the album I joined A Dream of Poe on was An Infinity Emerged.
Right.
And, I remember when I got basically given all the lyrics to all the songs, and I had to come up with the vocal melodies for all of them. So trying to that was one kind of approach to it that we had, me reading these lyrics, coming up with the vocal melodies. But on the next album after that, we flipped it completely around.
True.
A waltz for Apophenia, yes, Apophenia, and and I wrote the vocal melodies. I wrote all the vocal melodies, and then when we sent that to Pacheco, and he then wrote the lyrics around that. So it was the opposite way around. And what way would you say is best that works the best, Miguel?
I can see both ways working very well, to be fair. I think it is easier as a singer, for example, when you write the vocal melody first, and then Pacheco following that, it will serve as an inspiration for him, and they'll try and write something with the metrics that will follow what you're doing. I think it works absolutely great as well. But the other way, I think, is very rewarding as well. I think maybe for you,
it was a challenge. It really was. I'm looking at these lyrics and I'm like, right, how do I fit all these words into this part or that part? So that, for me, that was a total challenge. But I think you're right. I think from A Waltz Apophenia onwards, it was the vocal melody, and then he had something to then feel when he was writing the lyrics as well. So both ways had their charms, I suppose.
Oh, very much. It is working well anyway, so
exactly.
Kaivan, tell us about the video for the song, please. You start.
About the video?
Yes.
Well,
tell us about the music video, please, for the song.
For the latest song.
Yes. The Lament of
Faith.
The Lament of Phantom. Tell us everything. Tell us about everything. The behind scenes, everything.
The scenes were, one thing that really stands out for me is just the production of the video. The production is immaculate. I think it's like almost like a really, really short kind of, a short movie. It's tells a story, and my favorite part of the video actually is the way that the images in the video match the rhythm parts in the song. For example, the bit where the woodsman is chopping the tree, and it fits perfectly with the drums at that point, and the way everything is kind of blended together, and the points in the song where it's really emotional. You can not only hear that in the music, but you can see it in the video too, and everything just blends together just very nicely, very nicely. I was very proud and impressed with the outcome of the video.
How did you choose the people to make the characters?
Well, that was basically a work between me and the video producer Nelson from Intercut Films, or SNN Intercut Films. So of course, me and KV, we are here in Scotland. So lots of the work had to be done prior the recordings, of course, and we had both of us to come up with where are we recording, first of all, locations, then how will we get equipment there, then all right, we need actors. thankfully, he has been doing music clips for a while, so he has like some connections and people he has worked with in the past. For example, the guy that plays the main character, put on the loud, that used to be the drummer for Morbidad, very well, let's say the biggest Azorean band. So it has been, doing some acting parts on different music clips and for TV series as well. So because there was that connection, it was easy. I think his look as well, it was exactly what we were wanting, because that was like 18th century or 19th century or whatever it was, that we were trying to simulate, let's call it like that. And we wanted someone with how to say this, with a tired, more of a tired look, someone already a bit old, that we
that's a very kind way of putting it. Very kind way. Diplomatic.
No, it's the general look. You have the white beard, you have the hair and all that. Then you put on like all the vintage clothes, let's say so, and it really feels like something from a period. So I think that was ideal for us. Like, I wouldn't fit there, with my bald head and my goatee. That would not be something that you could relate to that period. While someone with like a longer beard, like white and all that, slightly older, would fit that role much better. And thankfully, Pedro was great. It was like, yeah, let's do it. It didn't even think twice. It was like, yeah, I don't even care. Like, yeah, let's go. And I feel sorry for him, because Jesus, there was that part where he was lying on the ground on his grave. With, I don't know, it took like about an hour of him laying down on the grave to do one of the parts where I'm actually singing on the song, and he's replicating, let's say, or mimicking what I'm singing as well. He was shivering. He was like almost dying of cold, because it was, when did we record that? It was April, May. But it was like at a very high terrain, like on the Wee Mountain. It was like windy, it was foggy, so very humid. And the poor guy was there with no light shirt, some trousers. So we eventually we managed to get like a blanket to put on top, so he would stay a bit more comfortable. I didn't envy him at all. So I do thank him for all the hard work and putting himself through there, because that wasn't an easy job. Might look at the footage. That was like a minute that he was there. Like, no, it took a while to get everything like perfect. So as again, going back, it was a combination of my knowledge of people that I knew, people that Nelson worked with, and at the end of the day, it was more an effort and a job, with friends rather than anything else. We all knew each other. We had like friends participating in different parts of the music clip. So yeah, it was easy when you know everybody, when you are friends with people, and when your friends are willing to go on such crazy adventure with you, to brave the elements for for a 7 minutes music clip. It becomes very, very easy, but it was very fun as well.
With friends like that, no one needs enemies, right?
With friends like me, yeah, absolutely. But they did enjoy it. At least they did say they did. So
at least he said that.
Yeah, that was the main thing.
I hope he means. I hope he meant that. I hope he meant it.
Yeah.
Danielle was from the band Anatma, worked with you on this song. I was working with him.
Oh, it was very straightforward. To be very honest with you, I was meant to be working with Danielle some years ago with the album An Infinity Emerge. But then at the time, of course, you have financial. I'll not say issues, but I mean it costs a bit of money to have someone like Danielle or anyone else like in the area, like with credits, let's say so, to work on your songs. So at the time it was not possible. But for this one, I thought like, you know what, let's go all in, do it properly. And there was the availability from my part as well, to go out and pay Danielle to do it. But I think it was something that needed to be done. I mean, if you are going all the way to producing a music clip and all that, I think it deserved the best we could do, not only from our part, from musicians, like my part writing the songs with KV and recording them and all that, but we wanted like sonically the song to be the best possible. And that's why, like, yeah, let's go for Lynn. It's now or never. Do you think
Exactly.
it like?
Yeah, totally. I agree. Yeah. What you said?
What I said.
You talk, Kaivan.
Mhm.
You can talk. Don't need to be quiet.
No, I'm just enjoying listening to Miguel. He's got such a fantastic accent. I just like listening to him.
For a guy that came from Azores, he has an amazing accent.
Yeah, he's
He has an
I mean,
amazing.
what can I say? I love
He has
Miguel.
an amazing.
He's the man.
He has an
It-
amazing
Like
accent.
10 years living with Scottish people. That's what it does this to you.
He has an amazing accent.
He really does.
He has
I know.
an
I'm a fan.
amazing
Oh,
accent.
I don't know what to say now. No, I'm gonna start speak with my Azorean accent. Oh, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, just Miguel was talking about the production quality on the new song. When I heard it, I think production in music is very important. You've got the song, and then a song, depending on how it's produced, can sound like so different, like a completely different image that you're trying to portray. And I just feel like the production on the song is just perfecto.
Yeah, it was that day. I mean, remember we chatting that. I mean, because we had the song ready for a while, and I had worked on mixing the song and all that even before we decided, yeah, let's go and record the music clip or whatever. That like at the beginning when we started to listen to Danielle's, it was a bit difficult to disconnect from what we have done. Like, oh, this is better, but you're so used to what you have done. Like, oh man, this is art to assimilate the new one. But after you go past that, I think it is all like. But I think it's with anything really is a bit like that. Once you get used to something, it's very difficult to move forward. Let's say so.
Let me tell you one thing as well. I have zero tech. When it comes to recording, production, I have zero know-how. I go there and I sing, or I go there and I play guitar, and that's it. So when I see Miguel at work, for example, on his computer and whatnot, I'm just like, geez, man, I'll leave it to this guy. I'm just there to sing and do my thing. But honestly, Miguel's like a wizard. The way finds his way around everything is just
Right.
It goes over my head.
All I'm missing is the scar here, right?
Yeah, I'm the least. I'm not a very technically, with regards to technology and things like that. I'm not the most technically gifted person. So I go and do my job, which is just singing, or sometimes playing guitar. One or the other, or both.
quite well. I mean, we don't really need to do that many takes, or let's say you are not out of tune that often.
No, and you know, 'cause sometimes you have to play your own trumpet, blow your own trumpet, not play your own trumpet. And I have to admit, in fact, you know what? And I'm sure in the Lament of Faith, there was one section that I did in the first take, and we said, "That's it. We don't need to do any more." So I have to admit, a couple of times I'm pretty lucky, and I get it right in the first take, and that's the one we choose.
Exactly. I mean, and sometimes it is more like, it's not the other takes were bad, but sometimes it's more about like the feeling that you get from them. You know, it can be like 100% in tune or whatever, but then sometimes, or the way a word was pronounced there, some breathing, some space between that maybe didn't portray the exact feeling that we wanted. I remember that part when the violin starts, because we tried to recreate one part because there was a small issue, wasn't it? I remember that there was like a noise that we had to record, or like, hey, Kivi, I think there is a wee noise here. We have to.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like,
Yep.
I can't do any magic with this one, and to get it right, not to get it right, was to get to exactly what was done previously. Because I mean, then again, might be one, like what I said before, you get so used to something that it's hard to disconnect from that. But I think on that part, it really suited what we were doing. So I didn't really want to do anything different. We want that to be exactly the same, but minus there was a click noise that you could hear right there when it started or whatever. It was a little bit like, oh, and to get that right again, like, oh my God.
I remember that. That was like a really good take. It was a really, really good take. And then Miguel was like, KV, listen. Closely. And there was a little clip. We're just like, damn it. Damn.
We do.
But hey, you know, there's some music out there that they have these little moments, and, you know, people always, oh, there's that bit where you can hear a duck quacking in the background or something like that, you know?
We catch that, so it's all right. Next time we get like one of the cats meow on the back as well. I want food.
Well, he's got two cats, and, you know, sometimes they venture into the recording studio, or they ventured into the recording studio. So occasionally, you know, when I'm doing really emotional bits, I've actually got a cat balanced on my head.
Well, kid you not, today I had a cat on my head, actually.
Well, you will. It's the future, man. You wear a cat as a wig, cat wig.
Well, I might be doing that for the winter now. I guess it will be a cold one. Hey, you need to do whatever you need to do here in Scotland. You know, actually, I'm gonna show you that. I'm sure I'm gonna regret this, because this will become a meme or something on the internet. So that's me today with the cat on my head. No kidding. No kidding.
Is that your cat?
No, we actually have two friends that are in the Azores as we speak. They went there to to enjoy some nice deserved holidays. So we went there to look after the cats, and one of them is crazy like that and just jumps over you. And also I had the cat on my head, like, is this normal? Apparently it is. It's very doomed too. Cats are very doomy.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I have 3 cats, and one of them is like a Viking. So I put a Finnish name. Pathway.
Oh,
He's like a Viking.
very good.
It's like he stalks everything
Oh, does
related
he?
to food.
Oh, bloody cat.
Related to food. Let me show the. That's why I put the name the Finnish name.
Oh, cute.
Very cute.
So
So we all have cats. Yeah, we all have cats here. I've got 2 cats as well.
how are they? How Cookie is doing?
Cookie. Yeah, no, she's chilled out a lot.
2?
I've got Loki as well. Loki.
When did that happen? That might be me getting old. I can't remember anymore.
You've seen Loki as a kitten. Remember, he was tiny. Little black, pure black cat.
Probably, man. You know what? I'm getting old. You have to.
Yes, I've got 2 cats as well.
I'm turning 40 soon. I'm adding to retirement age.
Oh, you're turning 40. Oh, diddums. I'm going to be 42 in 1 month's time. I'm going to be 42.
42. Jesus,
I'm
man,
the old guy. I'm the old guy here.
You're a dinosaur.
You're turning 40 when? When
April.
are you going to April?
April.
Next
27th
April?
April. Aye. So
And
if
I'm,
birthday present,
nice.
feel free to. I give you my address.
man, I'm older than you. I'm 2 months older. You're 2 months younger than me. So
So you're pretty much all on the same age bracket then.
I'm turning 40 in January.
Oh, it's almost there. And time flies. Jesus. I'm not there in Portugal anymore, but here in Scotland, bloody hell.
I'm turning 40 in January, so
Jesus.
don't rush. Don't rush.
I went the other day to a shop here to B&Q? No. Home Bargains. And they were selling Christmas trees already. I was like, well, I mean, it's not even Halloween yet.
I know, it's crazy.
Like,
Anything to make some money, you know.
Yeah, well, I guess they're starting early.
Well, we're in the Halloween mood already. Soon as summer finishes, my wife, she is obsessed with Halloween, so she instantly starts thinking about Halloween decorations. Soon as summer finishes, that's it. It's Halloween. It's Halloween month. Halloween season.
I always have Halloween stuff out anyway, so it's Halloween all year.
Yep.
Halloween is great. It is greater than Christmas.
No, absolutely. Love Halloween. Okay,
Greater than.
I don't know. I think
Huh.
I think because I've got kids, I think Christmas is I don't know. They both are good. They're both good. I enjoy both. Yeah.
Meaning, let's say so.
Yeah.
I like Noite das Bruxas em Monte Alegre.
It's the Witch's Night, KV.
The Witch's Night. And I'm going there. I'm going there.
What do you call that? How do you say that?
Noite das Bruxas.
Noite das Bruxas. Is that right?
Bruxas.
Was that okay?
That was awesome.
Nice accents too in Portuguese. Nice Portuguese accents.
It's good. It knows very many, lots of words like bleakers and things like that. Isn't KV?
What?
Bleaker.
Yeah.
What's bleaker? You need to remind me what that is.
It's a glass of water.
Okay.
Yes.
What?
Yes. No bleaker here. This is just beer.
Is that Azorean slang?
It's bleaker. It's a.
Are you winding me up? Are you having? What the hell does bleaker mean?
I cannot say. There might be kids watching.
Okay.
I like a nice big glass of bleaker.
That's Azorean, right?
Yeah, just
Okay.
give me some
I
bleaker.
don't. I only understand the Portuguese from Portugal and the Brazilian Portuguese. So never mind. I
Oh,
I work with
do you not know what-
Brazilians.
So you don't know what bleaker means either.
It's a glass of water.
Oh,
Right,
well,
all right.
I'm really
We'll,
thirsty.
Don't go to the Azores going, oh, can I have a bleaker, please? That will be very wrong.
all right, then you will.
If you
Tell me.
cannot, people will be all right. Yeah, that's fine.
You will tell me later what is that, because I work with Brazilian people and I understand their language.
Yeah,
But they-
they do have like certain words that we don't. I mean, yeah, sometimes if I'm with some Brazilian person, then if they use specific words, I'll be like, and that is, so.
I understand because
It's normal. It's the same here in Scotland. I mean, there are like going back to the accents and all that. There are certain words that are used like more the slang, let's say. So that, for example, when I came here, like I had no idea. Like bogging means joby. What the hell is a joby?
Joby.
It means no, it's true. Like, it's saying like someone that even though
That looks like an absolute boggin jobby. That is a boggin jobby.
care to explain to our viewers what bogging joby means?
A boggin jobby is a disgusting shit. Did you do a boggin jobby today, Miguel?
I actually did, yes. Did you?
what?
Yeah, actually, I did. Yeah.
Right, I'm going to be in on my own stupidity to understand that. So
This is when we say goodbye.
never mind. No, never mind that.
Oh, bloody hell. This bloody Scottish people.
No,
You
no.
You know you love us.
Oh, totally.
So,
Crazy.
Do you have a favorite? I'm going to ask you a question now. Do you have a favorite A Dream of Poe song?
I'm starting to discover your band step by step, but besides your this one,
Uh-huh.
let me think. Let me think.
Because when you think about it, there are like quite a few songs you don't realize until you actually
There's
yeah.
yeah.
This album, another whatever 10 on the other one, like there's quite a few. Don't realize, but it has been almost 20 years.
I know. It's funny how when when an album's released, you're like, this is the best.
I like Lady of Charlotte.
Oh, that's a great song.
Yeah.
Lady of Charlotte. Lady of Charlotte is a great song too.
And to be fair, it was the song that kind of gave A Dream of Poe a bit more of exposure, because I remember releasing that the EP Lady of Charlotte actually before the album the Mirror of Deliverance. So I released that in 2010. It was actually what started to get a bit more exposure for A Dream of Poe. It was when we got signed to a label. It was when we then got the opportunity to speak with people that are organizing festivals and all that. So that's why then we ended up getting the opportunity to play at Dutch Doom Days in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. So yeah, I think it's a great song. I think I might have been very inspired on the day that I recorded that. But it's for different people would be like different songs. But yeah, that one I would say for me as well is one of my favorites. although that's it, I don't have a favorite song. Maybe that's normal as a musician. I don't know about you, KV, but I have like a selection of songs that for me, like if I was to do like a best of type of CD or live gig or whatever, I'll have like a list of certain songs that will have to be there. And for sure, like two of them will have to be like Lady of Charlotte and the Lament of Fate, and that would be like no doubt whatsoever. Those will have to be there. What about you?
My favorite, I have to say, is currently the Lament of Phaethon. That's
before that.
Yeah, well, every time we release an album, we say, this is it, man. This is the best we've done. And then the next album, no, this is the best we've done, So it depends on the situation, It's we try not to, I'm sure every artist does the same. They try not to, every song that they produce has a purpose and has a reason for being there. I was, one of my favorite, talking about having a purpose and every song having a purpose there. One of my favorite albums of all time. And I was listening to it yesterday, actually, just straying a little bit from A Dream of Poe. I was listening to it yesterday, and I thought to myself, you know what? This album is perfect. There's every song on it is absolutely immaculate, and it is my all-time favorite band, My Dying Bride. Songs of Darkness, Words of Light, and that's just for me.
Curiosity of curiosities. I've been listening to that same album for the past 2 or 3 days.
No way! So have I. Yeah, I've had that on in the car the last few days. Yeah, so
when you go to right here. Let's see. Maybe it's still there, because that's what I've been listening in the car, like going to work, coming back home.
Me too, man. Exactly. So we've obviously got some kind of connection here. My point for mentioning that though was like when we, when Miguel sits down and writes an album, you always strive to, every song, every moment has a purpose, and you're trying not to be at that point, I guess, where you're trying to fill an album. You have a purpose for every moment. That's what I was trying to get.
No, absolutely. Then it gets to a point, especially with the Lament of Fate and the previous album. I forgot the name. The Rat on Crown. Oh, I can't even remember. So many of them. The Rat on Crown. On Crown, I believe, isn't it, Kevin? Yeah, let's say yes. The previous.
You know what I thought you said there? You know what I thought you said there with your accent? I thought you said the rat has crones.
Well, it can be that alternative name.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, on that one, actually, I took a different approach. Not a different approach, but I was a bit more clinical with my job, not as a songwriter, right? Because I still wrote it the same way, like what I was feeling or whatever. I was just like let it flow naturally. I was never like forcing anything to fit there or whatever. It was always like always for me, it needs to be always a very natural process. But then what I did on that one, and that was more as a producer rather than a musician, was looking at the songs. I was like, okay, the songs are like 8 minutes long, 8-9 minutes. Does that serves a purpose? Like, am I repeating this part just for the sake of, it is a doom metal song, it needs to have like 8 minutes minimum, or So you start to think a bit more clinical. Is this really worth it, or can the song benefit from being slightly shorter? Because then, if you do enjoy the song that a lot, then you can always go back and repeat the song. So my approach, from especially since the previous album, was exactly that. See, does it serve a purpose? If it does, if it makes sense that being there, absolutely, just go with it. Like, for example, Spirits of the Dead. That's quite a long song. I think like about 10 minutes or so. And towards the end, we repeat that piano part for a while. And when I was producing that, I was exactly thinking that, like, does this serve any purpose? Does this flow nicely with the song? What if I remove that? But then when you add the piano, when you add the different layers, then KV starts to come up with different melodies there as well. Like, you know what? This is exactly what it needs, because it kind of changes the song right at the end, so you're expecting maybe or to end there or to add something, on the vein of what was done, and you suddenly just like, boom, you get a piano there with the ghostly vocals from KV right on top. Like, nah, that's it. So yeah, some songs became very short, or shorter than the normal the metal songs, but other, like, yeah, this needs to be that traditional 8-9 minute song. So that's basically it. I think we're okay, but you need to take a step back as well. I tried not to think that much as, oh, this is my music that stays as I wrote it. No, like, take a step back. If that was another artist, or if I was to judge this song, what would I do as a music producer? Would that change anything? So it's like two jobs that you need to juggle, let's say. So, and be very critical at the same time of your job, if you want, of your work, if you want, like, to make the most out of it and produce the best work, especially when you're working on the songs with, like, when you're mixing and mastering and all that yourself, instead, like, for example, Danielle, it is very important, in my opinion, nowadays, to be able to do that. I don't know if you did enjoy, like, the songs, like, being shorter or longer, KV. I don't know how you feel entirely about that.
It depends on what the song's asking for, what the song needs. Sometimes a song, doesn't need to be over 4 minutes or 5 minutes, and just having it long for the sake of being long is definitely not the answer. Maybe when in your younger days, when you're like, right, let's make some doom, it has to be minimum 10 minutes, absolute minimum, so we have to fill it for the 10 minutes. It's not the case anymore.
Because for example, going back to the Mirror of Deliverance and Infinity Emerge, we had songs there that were quite long. I remember, like, Chrysopoia, for example. I love that song, but that's like 11 or 12 minutes. Egregore as well. That's like another 10 minutes or so. And although, like, it flows nice and all that, if it was nowadays, I would maybe condense the song a bit more, and that's exactly what we actually do live. We shorten it a bit, like, becomes like a 6 or 7 minute song, because we think it flows a bit better. It doesn't become exhausting, let's say. So
yeah.
And how important are the new band members and the ex-band members? For example, Walter Couto and for example, the Walter Couto. How important is he for the drumming?
So Walter, I've worked with Walter before. I mean, Walter, for the people that doesn't know him, I mean, in the Azores, everyone knows Walter. If he is not the best drummer, Azorean drummer, I don't know what it is. I mean, it is absolutely a fantastic player. And one of the good things about Walter, and the reason why it fits so well within a Dream of Poe, is because we do actually like some of the same bands. I mean, he loves My Dying Bride too, like Paradise Lost and the Thema. Even like Going Outside Doom, and that's another band that me and KV we enjoy quite a lot, which is Opeth. So because it has the same we are on the same vibe, we are on the same channel, let's say. So he knows exactly what needs to be done when needs to be done. He's not a drummer that is going to do something for the sake of showing off, because sometimes you have drummers or even guitar players, whatever, musicians, let's call it that, they have that need to be a bit more extravagant on the guitar, on the drums. That would not be, that might not be the ideal things for the song, because the song might not be asking that. And working with Walter is always fantastic, because he knows exactly what the song needs. He listens to it, and like, yeah, this or this rhythm here, this fill there would be like ideal to create a bit more of a dynamic and all. So I actually, what happened with the Lamental Phaeton, actually, I wrote the initial drum line, as I've done with pretty much everything in the past. And then I spoke with Walter. I was like, man, if this was you, if you were playing that, what would you actually do to, to put your own sound into it, your own style of playing? And that's exactly what I did. It took the song, and just like KV, he has the liberty to just do what the hell he wants, as long as it fits on the song and has a purpose, as we were saying before. Walter had the exactly same opportunity. I think the job he done was absolutely fantastic. It has that traditional rhythm of doom, but being very natural. You hear it's not like it was a machine, playing that. There's like dynamics. There is the rhythm. There is that different parts here and there. It wasn't just like a copy paste job. So yeah, it was very important to have Walter with me on this song, to have a bit more dynamics on the song. And the same, we had Nuno Carreiro doing the bass as well. He used to play for he plays is the mastermind behind the Sanctus Nosferatum, fantastic band as well. And he is a great guy. He's a fantastic bass player. But the interesting thing is, although unlike Walter, is not that into the doom metal scene. It doesn't listen to My Dying Bride or Paradise Lost or any of those bands that me and KV and Walter listen to. But he has a great thing. He knows how to listen to music and to understand what the music actually asks for. And when I approached him, like, hey, would you actually like to record the bass on this song? Because I was looking for something different, something that will add some flair to the song. So again, like the drums, I had some more dynamics there. Because when you write, you write the guitars, like the rhythm guitars, the clean guitars, and all that, it comes to a point, it becomes very hard to know like what you're going to do next on another instrument, like on the bass. Like, Jesus, I already done everything I had on my mind for the melodies. I did like, the orchestra. What is left for me to do? So you kind of are stuck, and having that fresh musician, with fresh ideas, different from what I was having, was essentially, because I think that the bass lines on this new song are absolutely crazy, especially like towards the end, where it does it's kind of a mini solo, so it kind of goes out of what the guitars were playing, but that's like the cherry at the top of the cake. It's like, man, you nailed it, absolutely nailed it.
And Antonio Neves had also a huge influence when you started, right?
Yeah, because Antonio actually helped me to record the guitars on my first demo. Like I was just learning how to play guitar. I was playing, keyboards. That's what I started with when I started this business, let's say. So yeah, he helped me doing that. And I mean, we've been friends for many years. We played with together at Impact Autumn and all. So of course, having someone in a way to guide me, because I learned a lot with Antonio in terms of playing guitars, or like maybe a way of doing the guitar, like the way I was thinking for the first time, for example, would not sound, or would sound a bit more robotic doing a certain way, or the way I was thinking. So it kind of guided me through there. And we played together, not on Impact Out, but at Dream of Poe as well. It was with me, or is with me for the best part of for the 20 years, really, because it started with me right at the beginning. And it's still, although like we haven't played together in a while, except now for the music clip, it always has a presence on the albums the majority of time, being like as a singer, as it did, for example, Os Vultos, and it did like solos for La Mort Blanche as well. So yeah, no, absolutely, it is essentially a huge part of a Dream of Poe as well. Kevin, you're going to say something before?
Nothing that important. I was actually going to say that my phone is about to die soon. I've got like 7% left on my phone.
Oh, don't you have a charger there?
Go get your charger.
It should be okay just now. It should be fine just now, but just to let you know, it's getting there.
Okay.
I don't know where my charger is.
You and My Dying Bride are a huge influence when it comes to doom metal. How do you feel about it? Can we say that you are the next My Dying Bride in the business?
Kevin, I'll be the next My Dying Bride.
Oh yeah, of course, and we're the same level already, definitely. There's some big shoes to fill, and I don't think there's shoes anybody wants to fill, really. I'm happy to have them as the gods, one of the gods of doom. We'll just worship them and do our thing.
No, pretty much. I mean, I absolutely adore them. It was and still is a huge influence for me, for Dream of Poe. But no, I mean, we don't see ourselves like being the next My Dying Bride whatsoever. I think our songs have like lots in common. Although throughout the years we managed to create our own style, let's say so. Of course, at the beginning was a bit more, as we say in Portuguese, more glued to the My Dying Bride type of sound. But throughout the years, we managed not to have our own sound within the doom metal scene, music, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, being the next doom metal, the My Dying Bride band, no. And to be fair, I don't think if there is any band that will be the next My Dying Bride. The same way you'll never, at least for me, the way I say, there's, although they don't play doom anymore as they used to, there is no new Anathema or no new Paradise Lost. And I think those are the classics. Those are the Holy Trinity that they will always be there. And you can have like similarly good bands, but they will never have, my opinion, well, I don't know, the same influence on defining a genre as My Dying Bride and the other bands had. I think it will be impossible to get to that level of importance. But hey, we do our job. I mean, we do the songs that pleases us, and thankfully, lots of people identify themselves with the songs. And to be fair, that's what can we ask more than that? It's
exactly.
What are your main influences concerning bands and singers?
Oh, singer, KV.
I've got a lot of favorite singers. I mean, I've been singing all my life, so it's kind of hard to say who influenced me, because I've kind of sang similarly since I was, younger. But I mean, I've always been passionate about listening, not just, a lot of my friends, I used to annoy them quite a bit because I'd be, playing songs and I'd say, right, shh, stop talking, listen to this bit. And yeah, but I'm listening. No, you're not listening. You have to listen. This particular, listen to the difference in this bit and that bit. So, I was always, I always really appreciate a singer that, you can, there's always little dainty moments that, with a lot of modern music, there's a lot of overproduction where, the breathing's maybe taken out in the production and this and that. And I love hearing, the breaths that are taken by vocalists. And I try and, we try and keep all that in too, because that's part of the vocal, the breathing. Yeah, the breathing, the little kind of, not little noises, but, little quirks that you might have as a singer as well. So I don't have a particular influence, but there are many vocalists that I, the lead vocalist for, Catatonia, he's something special. I loved, the lead vocalist for Anathema. They all had something that was stuck out, there's very unique voices that you could say, right, yeah, that's them instantly. And that's what I try and bring out as a vocalist as well.
Yeah, please.
Very good. Yeah, so I don't consider myself a vocalist whatsoever, although I do like to do some growls now and then. And actually, I mean, this has nothing to do with the Dream of Poe, but I do take part on a compilation as well with another band, Monolith Abyss, where I'll do some growls on more of a black metal style. There is a couple of singers where I absolutely love the way to do their growls, and funnily enough, and Kivi might kill me for that, is not actually Adam from Mandarin Pride. I do like his growl, but it's not like my favorite type of growl. I do like deep sound, not too deep where it gets too muffled. But for example, I love November's Doom, Paul Kerr. I think his growl one of the best, because it is nice, it is deep, but you can still understand what he's singing. I think that for me that's fundamental. And man, hands down, I don't know, maybe I'm being there will be other musicians or other singers that would deserve to be up there, but I think Paul was just awesome. But I have to say, Nick from Paradise Lost, especially
he's a dark horse. He's a dark horse.
The sound like that beneath the broken earth.
You did a version of that, didn't you?
I did the cover version of that
Very well done.
months ago. But man, his performance on that song and on that album specifically with the growls are just phenomenal. So that would be for me pick the two best.
I didn't mention any, the growlers. I didn't mention any growlers, but I think for me, one of my other favorite bands is Draconian. And I think the lead, one of the male vocalists in Draconian, his growls are fantastic. Deep like Miguel Santos. Yeah, very well done.
Oh, even Swallow the Sun. I forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, Nico. Yeah.
Yeah, Nico, exactly. So it has a good growl as well. A bit more, I would say, is a bit darker. A bit darker, and well, it goes on the higher register as well. There's something that I don't think we have used in the Dream of Poe, apart from the very first demo. But that was 2006. That was a different proposition back in the day. We were just starting, so our sound had evolved a lot after that. So, but maybe one day you're going to use that as well. So who knows? Is whatever happens, whatever suits the song.
Exactly. I'm now currently down to 4%. So if you've got maybe one more question for me, or you want
to... 4 albums, 2 EPs, 2 live albums, and 1 demo. What holds for the future for a Dream of Poe? A tour, maybe?
Well,
remember, Miguel, I'm afraid of flying, so it has to be by ship. Yeah.
I'll ship you somewhere. No, I mean, I've been thinking seriously about that. I mean, in terms of albums and all, that will take a bit longer now because, unfortunately, for the people who know or don't know, I had a fire going on at where we were living, and pretty much everything was gone. Lost all my studio equipment and all, and basically at the moment I have nothing to work with, not even a working guitar or anything. So that will take a bit of time for me to be able to rebuild, getting a computer, getting all the audio interfaces, speakers, microphone, headphones, and the pianos and guitars and all that. So that might take a wee while. But after that is sorted, of course, I'll be restarting, the work on the album. Try to recover as much as we can in terms of the songs that were done. And I was actually thinking, because in 2 years' time, we're going to be celebrating 20 years of Dream of Poe. So it would be actually quite nice if we can, celebrate that and do a wee tour. They play in Portugal. Finally, go back to the Netherlands, to go back to Belgium, maybe do some gigs here in the UK as well. But especially down south, they do like their doom as well down there. So it would be a good way to celebrate the 20 years of a Dream of Poe. That was meant to be done back in 2020, but there was something that happened in the world that everything closed down. I can't even remember anymore. So of course, all the plans for the 15 years of Dream of Poe that had to be cancelled. So yeah, hopefully 2025 we'll be doing some special shows. I have to work on the set list.
Pick our favorite songs.
Yeah, that will be hard, but
exactly.
Guys, thank you so much for the chat. And any final words for the viewers and your fans?
I would just like to say, to everybody who's supported us, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. We're very passionate about what we do, and we hope to continue making music for you all. So keep on dooming and keep on trucking.
That's it. And just to add to what KV said, just bear with us for a wee while. I know that or just before the music clip and after the music clip, there was not much happening, and it will take a bit longer now because of everything that happened. But we are going to be back. New album, or tour or something like that. We're gonna be back, so stay tuned. Like and subscribe the YouTube channels and the followers on Facebook and all that, because I'm sure we'll be giving you news, as soon as we can, and as soon as we start working on more songs or tour or whatever, you'll be able to see some behind the scenes material, and you'll see that will be going back to normal, let's say so. And I just want to take it for the opportunity to to be here with both of you today, and everyone at home watching this interview. I hope it wasn't too boring.
So, thank you so much for having us. Really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure. Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much for having you guys, and see you